Welcome to hot yoga. It's going to be a hot one tonight. Just waiting for it to stop spinning to make sure it's actually loaded. Hope everyone is well. I hope that you have managed to find somewhere cool. I haven't, so it's going to be hot, but oh well. We don't need anything tonight. It's going to be pretty much full body. It's quite chilled, slow. You might want to grab a cushion or something to sit on because we're going to come seated in a little bit, but we're going to start laying down. So when you have got your mat, when you've got your space sorted, just come and lay down on your back. I'll make a start in about 30 seconds. Make sure you've got some water, just because it is quite hot tonight. Oh, we are all mad. So, going into your laying down position, just come and lay on your backs whenever you're ready. Find a comfortable position, so anywhere that helps you feel a bit cooler. So have the arms quite wide, have the arms in a cactus position if that feels alright. Have the legs out wide, just whatever helps you feel like you're cooling down a little bit. I'll give it about 30 more seconds. If you have just put your YouTube on, then we're going to start laying down. So when you've got your mat ready, just come and lay on your back. If you want to grab any props, you don't necessarily need anything. A pillow might be quite useful for sitting, if you want to use it for sitting cross legs. And if you want to use any blocks or books for your hamstring stretches, then you can use them as well, but don't worry if you don't have anything. Okay, I think I'll get going. Yeah, so I don't think it will be very fast tonight because it's too hot to do anything too strenuous. So we'll start laying down, so coming onto your spines, either taking the legs out long, or you can have the knees bent if you'd like, or you can have the soles of the feet together and just let the knees come down to the side. Just anywhere that helps you really cool down. So have the arms wide, have the arms in this cactus position if that feels okay for you. When you've found a comfortable position, take a full inhale in through the nose. Exhale it out. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling all of the oxygen in. Exhale everything out. And just let the body start to settle. Take as many deep breaths as you want here. And just start to let the eyes close. Just start to let the body start to become heavy. So if you haven't already, softening or closing the eyes, allowing the forehead to soften, so just softening the forehead, softening the muscles in between the eyebrows, allowing the jaw to become heavy, and allowing those shoulders to feel soft. Allow the shoulders to roll down and back. Just check in with your body, so just notice how the body's feeling, particularly paying attention to the heat, the temperature, and just seeing if you can find a sense of cooling down, of just settling, becoming a bit more still as we lay here in this grounded position on our backs. If you do start to feel warm at any point, just exhale it out through the mouth, and that will help to cool you down. And then just start to observe the breath. So just noticing the breath moving around the body. Noticing where you can feel it. Whether it's in the belly or the chest or the throat or the nose or anywhere else in your body that you might be able to feel that breath moving in and out of the body. And just start to see in your own time if you can start to deepen your breath. So just starting to make those inhales longer, those exhales even longer. Really focusing in on that breath, making each inhale slightly longer than the one before, and with every exhale try to make it at least as long as the inhale, if not longer. That is going to activate that parasympathetic, going to help us feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more at ease. Can you let the body become heavier? Taking 5 more deep breaths here. Just starting to observe the body settling down, becoming present on the mat, on the ground, wherever you are. Taking 3 more rounds of breath. Making these next couple of rounds of breath the deepest ones that you've done. So really fill the belly, fill the chest with air. Exhale, let it all go. And then on your next exhale, just start to blink the eyes open. If you had your knees out, place your hands underneath your legs and just use the hands to guide those knees up. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. Just coming into a ball. Gently start to rock from side to side. We're going to make our way up to a comfortable seated position, so you can either just use your hands and knees to get there, or place your hands behind your thighs and just gently start to rock forwards and backwards, eventually coming all the way up into a crossed leg position. So this is where you might want to grab your blankets or anything that you want to sit on, a pillow, cushion, anything you've got. Finding a comfortable crossed leg position, really lengthen up through the spine. I'm going to place the right fingertips just onto the mat beside us. Take an inhale, reach your left arm up, and as you exhale, start to reach that left arm all the way over to the right hand side. So you're stretching down that left side of the body. Keep pressing your left sit bone down into the ground. If you feel like it, you can come down onto that right forearm here as well. As you exhale, see if you can twist your chest open towards the sky a little bit more, so you're really getting that stretch down the left side of the body. Take one full inhale here, in through the nose, and as you exhale, to start to walk your hands round in front of the body, so coming all the way to the ground, walking over to the left hand side. Left hand comes down onto the ground. We inhale, reach the right arm up overhead, so we're getting that stretch on the other side. Keep pressing your right butt cheek down, left forearm can come down to the ground if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch here. So with your exhales, just see if you can twist open that chest towards the ceiling just a little bit more, or towards the sky if you're outside. Take one more full inhale here. And as you exhale, start to walk your hands in front of your body, coming all the way over to the right hand side. Right hand is going to come down onto the ground. Inhale to lift that left arm up high. Again, coming down onto that right forearm if you need. Twisting that chest up towards the sky. Keep pressing your left sit bone down. Inhale here. And as you exhale, walking your hands all the way in front of your body, coming over to the left hand side. Left hand comes down. We inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Getting that stretch down the right side of the body. Keep pressing your right butt cheek down and just come onto that left forearm if you want a bit of a deeper stretch. Twisting that chest open towards the sky. Take one more full inhale here. And as you exhale, walk your hands in front of your body, just come into the center, and then walk your hands all the way back, come into a upright position. We're going to swivel around, come onto your knees. This is option 1 for screaming toes. If you do have any knee injuries, or if you've got any foot injuries, toe injuries, then stay cross legs. You can do all of this with your legs crossed. You can also do it standing as well. If you are coming into screaming toes, good luck. So make sure that your all 10 toes are spread wide. Just use your hands to pull those toes apart, so you're getting into your pinky toes here as well. If you feel like your pinky toes are hovering off the ground, then you can just make your knees a little bit wider here, and you should feel that stretch in all 10 toes. If it gets too much at any point, just drop down onto the tops of the feet, and then see if you can come back up into it. Take an inhale wherever you are, arms come up overhead, shoulders are down and back. Press the palms together and bring the palms together at your heart center. Thumbs press into the sternum. So try and keep your thumb in contact with your chest here. We're going to take an inhale exactly as you are. And as you exhale, just start to twist to the left-hand side. So keep that chest, your thumb in contact with your chest. So this twist is coming purely from your spine and the muscles in the back. So we're trying not to use the hands to kind of force us around a little bit deeper. Keep the shoulders relaxed here. If you want a little bit more, start to open up your arms into a T position. Shoulders are relaxed, gaze just comes over that left hand. Really try and focus on your breath here. Full inhales in. And with your exhales, can you twist a little bit further towards the left? Really find your breath. We will take 2 more deep breaths here. So just breathing in your own time. Exhaling to twist a little bit further, even if it's just a centimetre. It's going to get into that T-spine. Taking 1 more full inhale. And as you exhale, come back to the centre. If you need a break, take a break with the feet and then see if you can come back into it. Inhaling here. As you exhale, twist to the right hand side, exactly the same thing. Keep the thumbs in contact with the chest, so we're not using the shoulders to pull us around, we're using the muscles in the back and the spine. You can either stay here or open up the arms into a T position, just taking your gaze over that right arm. Breathe into this, inhaling to lengthen the spine. Exhaling to twist a tiny bit deeper into that right arm. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Breathe. Try and focus everything on your breath and your arms. That's going to take your attention off the feet. Take one more full inhale in. And as you exhale, coming all the way back to the centre, we've got one last stretch. Inhale, hands come up overhead. As you exhale, press the palms together and then bring the thumbs to tap the very top of your spine. Taking a little bit of a tricep stretch here. So press those thumbs towards your top of your back. Really press the palms together as hard as you can. Hold it here for 3, we're nearly done. 2, keep breathing. And 1, coming onto all fours. Tap the feet. Just bring a little bit of sensation back into those toes. Hopefully you felt some sensations around the feet there. If you were cross legs, you can also come into a tabletop position. We're just going to make our way into our first downward facing dog. So tucking those toes under, sending your hips up and back, finding your first downward dog. Just get used to this first downward dog. So pedal it out, walk the dog, pedal the knees, take it in turn to bend one leg, bend the other leg. Maybe giving the wrists a circle, maybe staying completely still. Doesn't really matter, just go with your instinct. Any movements that you want to take here, just go with it. Just check in your first downward dog as well. If there's anywhere that feels tight, just start to notice, just see how it feels, see if you can stretch into those areas. And then whenever you're ready, you start to find stillness in your downward dog. So check in that those hands are spread wide, feet are as wide as the hips, and the heels want to turn out slightly. From your downward facing dog, bend your knees and start to walk your hands back towards the feet at the very top of the mat, coming into your ragdoll stretch. So just letting the body completely fall over those legs. There is the option to take hold of opposite elbow. Gently start to rock from side to side. Or if you like to, you can just keep the hands down on the ground. If you are rocking from side to side and that feels alright, then you might want to just start to straighten one leg, straighten the other leg just to get into those hamstrings. Just keeping the head heavy, completely allowing the weight of the head to just draw you down towards the ground. From your ragdoll stretch, just start to find the centre, uncross your elbows if you had them crossed. Bend your knees enough so that the hands can meet the ground, and then walk forwards, finding a plank position. So shoulders stack underneath the wrists. Press back through your heels. We're going to hold it here in our plank. So finding our strong setup, really press down into the hands, try and round between the shoulder blades. If you need to at any point, just drop the knees down, especially if you feel like your lower back is collapsing, then just keep the knees down on the ground. Take one full inhale in through the nose. As you exhale, option to keep the knees down or lift up the knees, elbows hug into the side of the body, lower your hips and chest down towards the ground. Untuck your toes, just shuffle forwards so that you come onto your forearms. Take an inhale, lift up the chest, draw the shoulders down, breathe into this, full inhale in. Exhale, bring your chest back down towards the ground. Hands come underneath your shoulder blades, tucking your toes under. Squeeze your bum, lift your thighs, elbows hug into the side of the body. Press up into your plank position in one full stack, so try not to ripple. And then send your hips up and back, finding a downward dog or finding a child's pose. Knees come out wide, feet come together, chest comes down towards the ground. Taking 5 deep breaths wherever you are, whether you're in your child's pose, whether you're in your downward dog. Make sure that you're breathing, using those exhales to sigh it out if you feel warm. Grab a drink whenever you need to. We won't stay in our downward dog for too long. If you were in your child's pose, make your way back up into your downward facing dog. Shuffle your weight forwards, coming into your plank position. So we're in a high plank. We've got a tiny little bit of ab work. You can either keep those knees lifted or drop the knees down here. Try and keep your gaze at the front of the mat, so try not to let that head collapse. Take an inhale, hover your left tiptoes off the ground, and as you exhale, squeeze your left knee towards your left elbow, shoulders stack over wrists. Exhale, step back plank. Inhale, left knee, left elbow. Squeeze it as close to that left elbow as you can. Exhale, step back plank. We've got 2 more. Inhale, left knee, left elbow. Exhale, step back plank. Last time, inhale, left knee, left elbow. Hold it here. Get it as close to your left elbow as you can. And then we're going to swing it around and replace the left hand with that left foot. Just use your left hand to pull it through if you need to. Drop your right knee down. Take an inhale. Bring the hands up overhead. Finding our first low lunge. If you need to grab cushions to place underneath your hips, feel free to grab cushions. We're just going to bring our hands either onto our hips. Did I say place cushion under your hips? I meant to say place cushion underneath your knee. Hands come onto your hips, or you can either place the hands onto the ground. Taking one full inhale here. As you exhale, send your hips all the way up and back, finding your half split hamstring stretch. So straightening out that left leg as much as you can. Again, in this position, hands can either stay on the hips, or you can bring the fingertips down to the ground. We're just going to start to work through those 2 positions. So with our inhales, we're bending into that left knee, finding that lunge, either keeping the hands down by on the hips or bring the hands up overhead. And as you exhale, sending those hips up and back, finding your half split hamstring stretch. Just work with your breath here, taking your time to move through these 2 positions. Try and keep that breath full, try and keep that breath long. You might be feeling a little bit warmer here, but try and stay connected to that breath. Try not to hold the breath at any point. The next time you exhale and you come back to that hamstring stretch, just hold it here. So hands can either stay on the ground, or you can have the hands on the hips. If the hands are on the hips, you probably feel that it's a little bit wobblier, but just find something still and see if you can focus on something still. So push your hips backwards, really feel into the back of that left leg. With every inhale, see if you can lift the chest. With every exhale, just think about sending those hips back a little bit further, drawing your belly down towards your thigh, chest moves towards the toes. Breathing into this stretch. On your next inhale, make your way back into your lunge position, hands on the ground, bend that left knee. Both hands are going to come down to the mat, tuck your right toe, lift your right knee, and then step left foot back to right, coming into your high plank position. There's the option to move straight back into down dog, straight back into child's pose, or if you'd like to vinyasa, move with me for this first one. Exhale, chest and hips are lower down to the ground. At the same time, we untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting up the chest, either in our Sphinx or coming up into our upward dog or our cobra. Exhale, chest comes down towards the ground. Tucking your toes, hips come all the way up and back. Either moving through a plank or moving through a tabletop position, finding downward dog or finding child's pose. Taking 3 deep breaths, whether you're in your child's pose, whether you're in your downward dog, connecting back in with that breath. Remember, exhale, if you're feeling warm, grab a drink, grab anything that you need, an ice pack maybe. Okay, if you were in your child's pose, make your way back up into your downward facing dog. From your downward dog, shuffle forward, find your high plank. Shoulders stack over wrists. Press back through your heels. You can keep the knees lifted or you can drop the knees down to take the intensity off a little bit here. Take an inhale, lift up your right tiptoes, and as you exhale, crunch right knee to right elbow, as close to the right elbow as you can. Exhale, step back plank. We've got 3 more. Inhale, right knee, right elbow. Exhale, step back plank. 2 more. Inhale, right knee, right elbow. Exhale, step back plank. Last time, inhale, right knee, right elbow. Hold it here. Crunch that knee as close to the elbow as you can. And then swing that right leg around. Replace your right hand with that right foot. Drop your left knee down. Take an inhale, coming up, finding your lunge. So grab those cushions if you want to place them underneath your left knee. Just place your hands onto your hips. Hands can come down to the ground. And just place them wherever you'd like to. Inhale, here. And as you exhale, we're going to send our hips back. Find that half split hamstring stretch. So we're straightening out that right leg. Again, either keeping the fingertips on the hips, or you can bring the fingertips down to the ground. We're going to move through those 2 positions. So with your inhale, bending your right knee, bringing the arms up overhead if you'd like to, and as you exhale, sending your hips all the way up and back, finding your half split, straightening out that right leg. Just using this time to work with your breath in your own time, keeping those inhales long, keeping those exhales deep. If your breath is quite slow, then move quite slow. If your breath is quite fast, then move quite fast. Just stay with that breath. Allowing the breath to lead this movement. On your next exhale, when you come into that hamstring stretch, hold it here, straightening out that right leg. So you might just need to adjust your stance a little bit to find a comfortable position. Don't worry if that right leg won't straighten. You can keep a micro bend in that right knee. Again, hands can either stay on the ground, or if you've got your balance, hands can come onto your hips. If you've got books or blocks, then you can place books and blocks underneath your hands here as well. Find something still to look at. If you are in this upright position with hands on hips, that is going to help you find your balance. Really think about pushing your bum back and lifting up that chest. Breathe into this. Using those exhales to soften into that right leg as much as you can. On your next inhale, bringing both hands down to the ground, place your right foot flat onto the mat. Place both hands alongside the right foot, tuck your left toe, lift up that left leg, and then step your right foot back to meet your left at the back of the mat. Option to move straight back to a down dog or a child's pose. Take a vinyasa in your own time or vinyasa with me. Exhaling to lower hips and chest down to the ground at the same time. Inhaling to lift up the chest. Exhaling to lower your chest down towards the ground. Tuck in the toes, sending your hips up and back. Downward dog or child's pose. We'll take 5 breaths wherever you are. So if you are in your downward dog, can you relax your head? Can you soften your neck? Check that those hands are spread wide. And just check that your shoulders are soft. The shoulders are away from the ears. Engage your thighs, use those muscles in the legs, and see if you can start to draw your heels down a little bit closer towards the ground. If you were in your child's pose, make your way up into your downward dog. In your downward dog, step your feet a little bit wider and turn your toes out. We're going to start to walk the hands back towards our feet, bend your knees quite a lot, and we'll all meet in a Malasana squat. So bringing your bum down towards the ground at the back of the mat. If you need to grab books or blocks to put underneath your bum just to give yourself a little bit of a lift here, then you're more than welcome to. So in your Malasana, don't worry if your heels don't quite meet the ground. The more you do this, the more those heels will be able to meet the floor. Keep lifting up your chest. Elbows are on the inside of the legs, and our hands come to our heart center, or you can make a fist with the hands here. We won't stay here for too long. Take 3 deep breaths. Really try and squeeze your knees into your elbows. Keep lifting up the chest. Breathe here, slowing that breath down. Maybe closing the eyes. From your Malasana, bring your hands back down onto the ground and just start to walk forwards, finding your plank position. So finding that strong plank, pressing down through the hands, hollowing out the belly button pulls back towards the spine. Keeping your gaze at the front of the mat, take an inhale, lift up your left tiptoes, and as you exhale, squeeze your left knee towards your left elbow. Squeeze it as close to the elbow as you can, and then swing it around, drop that left foot down to replace that left hand. Our right heel is going to come down at a 45-degree angle. So we're coming into our warrior 2, pressing into both feet, coming all the way up, finding warrior 2 on that left leg. I'll spin around so you can see me. So in your warrior 2, just check that your left heel is in line with your right toes. Hips and chest face the front, arms are out to a T, and then we just take our gaze over that left hand, just looking past those left fingertips. Use this time to cool down, find that breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Shoulders are soft. Just check that both arms are level. One hasn't started to collapse behind. On your next inhale, flip your left hand up, reach the left hand forward. And as you exhale, reverse the warrior. Right hand comes onto the right leg, left arm comes up and over. Keep bending into that left knee. Coming all the way back into your warrior two. Straighten out your left leg, then just make your stance a little bit narrower. So just shuffle that right foot in. Keep that right foot at a 45-degree angle, toes turn in. Keep the hips and the chest facing forwards. Legs are really strong. We inhale, reach the left hand forward, tilt from that left hip. And as you exhale, left hand comes to your left thigh or your left shin. Just resting the fingertips on the shin, reaching the right arm up and overhead. Finding Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. So remember, in this pose, you want to get that triangle between the left arm and the left thigh and the left side of the body. So really try and twist your chest up towards the sky. Draw the right shoulder down and soften that left shoulder away from the ears. Squeeze your butt, engage those thighs. Belly button pulls back to the spine. Inhale here. Deep exhales. On your next exhale, look down to your left toes. As you inhale, coming all the way back up, finding your straight leg warrior. Then we're going to reverse this. Bring the right hand to the right side, left arm comes up and over. Just getting that stretch down the left side of the body. Coming all the way back through center. Turn your toes in, so we've got pigeon toes. Toes are pointing inwards. Making sure that your feet are now in line. Hands come onto your hips. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, fill the belly. As you exhale, start to fold forwards from the hips, bringing those hands as close towards the ground as you can. Or if you can't quite meet the ground, you can catch hold of the thighs or the shins. Just anywhere that allows you to pull a little bit further to get you deeper into this stretch. Find your breath here. With your inhales, think about lengthening your spine, trying to flatten out that lower back. And with your exhale, see if you can soften, see if you can deepen, see if you can get a little bit more out of this stretch. If you find in this position that your hands meet the floor quite comfortably, then imagine you're trying to push the mat away. Squeeze those elbows backwards and inwards. You can also make it harder by narrowing, making the stance a little bit narrower. Or you can make it easier by making the stance a little bit wider. Trying to really flatten out that lower back. Keep breathing. Deep exhales to soften, to sink a little bit further into this stretch. On your next inhale, come up halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, hands come to hips. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. And then just turn the toes out. So in this wide squat still. Bend both knees and drive both knees out to the side of the room. Take quite a deep squat here. Bring the hands to the thighs. We're going to drop the right shoulder down and just take your gaze over the left shoulder. So you're using that right hand here to press that right knee away. So you're getting this stretch on the inside of the right leg and also into the T-spine as we twist towards the left hand side. Take a full inhale here. As you exhale, coming up through center, drop the left shoulder down and take your gaze over the right. Breathing into this. Deep breaths. Inhale, coming up to the center. As you exhale, last time, drop the right shoulder down. Take your gaze towards the left. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, left shoulder drops, taking the gaze to the right. Inhale, coming all the way up to center. Keep the knees bent. Coming up, stand up nice and tall. We've got our goddess squat. Thighs are going to start to burn. Try and ignore it. Can you sink a little bit deeper? Can you bring your hands to your heart center? If you'd like to, you can bring them into the mudra. Press the thumb into the index finger. Or if you want a bit of a challenge, interlace the fingers, bring the arms up overhead. That's going to get your heart rate up. Breathe. Shoulders are down. Try and ignore the thighs. If you want more of a challenge, coming up onto those tiptoes. Squat down a little bit deeper. Drive the knees out to the side for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Coming all the way up. Straighten out those legs. Just start to pivot around so that the left foot is in front and your right foot is behind. So we're coming into this half stride position. Check in here that your feet are as wide as the hips and they're also in line with the hips. So you've got a train track running where the hips would be. Place your hands onto your hips, take an inhale. As you exhale, push your bum backwards, start to fold forwards over that left leg. Either bringing your hands to your thigh, resting them on the shin, or you can bring the hands down to the mat, to the ground. Whichever variation you've gone with, just check that that lower spine is straight. You've not started to round into that lower back. Really lift up the chest. Squaring off those hips, pull your left hip backwards. And then find your breath here. With every exhale, see if you can deepen, seeing if you can soften a little bit more into this left leg stretch. If you do feel like this is quite easy, turn the fingertips backwards and start to walk the hands back towards your right foot at the back of the mat. If you need to use books and blocks, you can do here as well. We'll take 3 deep breaths here, so really focusing on deepening those inhales, lengthening those exhales. Using this time to cool it down. Walk both hands back to the front of the mat if you had them turned in. We are going to take a little bit of a leap of faith into our standing splits. The left hamstring is going to scream. Bring your fingertips as close towards the ground as you can. Don't worry if you can't quite meet them yet, because you will be able to. We're going to lift up that right leg and bring the fingertips down, standing splits. So in your standing splits, try and keep the hands in line with your left foot. This does make it quite intense. If you need to keep them in front, don't worry. If you're struggling with your balance, if it's just not happening, keep the right toe tip down for now, and then just have a play around with gradually lifting that foot up a tiny bit. Lifting the right leg up as high as you can if it feels easy, getting that chest towards the left thigh. If you want to, right hand comes to left calf. Maybe the left hand comes onto that left calf as well. Just having a play around with your balance. Keep breathing, focus on something that's not moving. We'll stay here for another 3. Don't worry if you fall. 2, falling is good, get extra points. And 1, release. Bring your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen that spine. Flatten out the lower spine. Exhale, forward fold. Stretching those hamstrings a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. We're going straight back down. Fingertips come down towards the ground. Inhale. Halfway lift, lengthen that spine. Exhale, bring your hands down towards the ground and then just step back into a tabletop position. So hands out underneath the shoulders, knees are as wide as the hips. You might just want to walk back so that you're at the back of the mat here. We're going to come into our puppy dog stretch. So it's very similar to our child's pose, but we are getting a little bit more into the shoulders. So keep those hips stacked over the knees. And then just start to walk your hands forward, coming down to the ground. Aiming to bring your chest down. If the chest meets, then maybe you bring your chin or your forehead down here. In your puppy stretch, I'm just going to come out of it so I can talk. You stay where you are. So in your puppy stretch, you can allow your lower back to arch. This is going to help to deepen that stretch in the shoulders. If, on the other hand, you want a bit more of an active stretch, and even more of a deeper stretch in the shoulders, then you can start to round the back here as well. So imagine you're doing a cat stretch. You're pressing the back, rounding the back, rounding between the shoulder blades. That's going to make this a bit more intense. We'll take 5 deep breaths in our puppy dog stretch. So use this time to slow the breath down, catching your breath, coming back to that slow rhythm of breath from the beginning of the class. If you need to grab a drink, just grab a drink now. From your puppy dog stretch, we'll start to make our way out. So start to walk your hands back towards your knees, coming into your tabletop position. The toes tuck under, we send the hips all the way up and back, finding our downward dog. We've got 5 breaths in our downward dog. Spreading those hands wide, letting the head relax, let the head be heavy. Try and push your bum up to the sky, really push your bum up high. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Slowly make your way into a plank position. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists. On an inhale, pick up your right tiptoes, squeeze your right knee towards your right elbow, as close to the right elbow as you can, and then we're going to swing it around, drop the right foot down to replace the right hand. From here, drop your left heel down, so it's at a 45-degree angle, and then shuffle your right foot across to the left, so that it's in line with your left toes. Really press into the feet, coming all the way up. Warrior two. Just checking that that right knee is bending, and then we're trying to draw that right knee out to the side as well. Keep those shoulders soft, taking the gaze over the right fingertips. Breathe here. Slowing it down, slowing that breath. Checking that your hips and your chest are facing forwards, and that left arm is in line with the right. Inhale, flip the right hand, reach the right hand forwards. As you exhale, reverse the warrior. Right arm comes up overhead, left hand comes onto that left thigh, left leg anywhere down that left side. Coming all the way back into your warrior two. Straighten out that right leg, and just make your stance a tiny bit narrower, shuffling the left foot in. Uchi Trikonasana, take an inhale, reach the right hand forward, tilt from that right hip, but keep this side body lifted. As you exhale, right arm comes onto your right thigh or your right shin, and lift your left arm up overhead. So we're getting that stretch all the way down the left side of the body, but we're also getting this twist as we try and twist our chest up towards the sky. Shoulders are down, head is heavy. If it hurts your head, if it hurts your neck, just looking up to the sky, then what you can do is turn your gaze down towards that right foot instead. Keep breathing, filling the belly with air. Exhaling to draw the belly button back to the spine. Coming all the way back up to your straight leg warrior two. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, reverse the warrior, reverse the triangle. Right arm comes up overhead, stretching down the right side of the body. Coming all the way back into the center. Turn your toes in, so we're coming back into that wide-legged fold. Hands come onto the hips, take an inhale. As you exhale, start to fold forwards, bringing both hands down to the ground. From here, start to walk both hands over to the right leg. So you can either catch hold of that right thigh, or you can catch hold of your right shin. Your left hand is going to stay exactly where it is on that right leg. So your left hand is going to catch hold of that right leg. Your right arm is going to come all the way up to the sky, and we're taking a twist here as well. So we're getting that hamstring stretch, and we're getting that T-spine twist as well. For a little bit more intensity, think about bending that left elbow and use the strength in that left arm to draw you a little bit closer towards your right thigh. Keep opening up the chest to the ceiling, keep those shoulders down. Take a little bit more weight through the toes, quads are engaged. Breathe with your exhales. Can you twist a little bit more? Can you draw your chest towards that right leg? I want to take one more deep breath here. As you exhale, bring that right hand down. Just start to walk the hands over to the left hand side. Right hand can catch hold of right shin, right thigh, right ankle. Keeping that right arm exactly where it is on that left leg. Our left arm is going to lift up to the sky. So we're getting that twist. Keep bending into that right elbow. Draw your chest towards the left leg. Breathe. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. Flatten out that lower back. Exhale. Can you twist a little bit more here? Really deep breaths. Slowly make your way back to the center. Inhale, come up halfway, coming onto the fingertips. Really lengthen the chest. As you exhale, hands come onto the hips. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing in the center. And then we'll turn our toes out. We're going to skip our goddess squat. We're going to do some Skandasana, Cossack squats. So inhale here, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, we're going to bring our hands together, squat down to the left hand side. Keep lifting up your chest and push your bum back. Flex that right toe. Inhale, coming through center, arms come out to a T. As you exhale, Skandasana to the right, push bum back, lift chest up, flex left toes. Inhale, coming through center. Exhale, squat down to the left. Really push your bum back, lift your chest up. Inhale, coming through centre. Exhale, squat to the right hand side. We'll do one more on each side. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, squat down to the left. Last time, inhale, coming up through centre. Exhale, squat to the right. Inhale, come back through centre. Just place your hands onto your hips. Make your stance a bit narrower. And then we'll pivot around so that the right foot is in front, left foot is behind. Getting ready for your forward fold here. So check that you've got that train track of the right foot and the left foot there in line with the hips. Stance is about half a stride. Hands come onto the hips, we inhale. And as we exhale, push your bum backwards and just start to fold forwards over that right leg. Bringing your chest down to the right thigh. Either keeping the hands on the thigh, on the shin, or you can bring the hands down to the mat. If it feels easy with the hands on the mat, then just turn your fingertips backwards and start to walk those hands to the back of the mat. With every inhale, think about lengthening the spine. With every exhale, think about softening, think about deepening into the stretch in that left leg. Keeping those hips square, so pull your pull your right hip back, pull your left hip forward. Use this time to catch your breath a little bit. From here, just start to turn your fingertips around and start to walk the hands back to the front of the mat. We're going to take that leap of faith into our standing split. So if your hands don't meet the ground yet, don't worry. The more you lean forwards, the more you'll be able to bring those fingertips down and then lift that left leg up as high as you can. It doesn't matter if you've got a pointed toe or a flexed toe here. So just have a play around which one feels more natural for you, as long as that left leg is active. If you want to have a play around with your balance, right hand, right calf, maybe the left hand can come onto that right calf as well. Have a play around. If you fall, you fall. I can't do it today, it's not happening. Breathe. We'll stay here for another 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot to meet your right foot. Inhale, halfway lift, really lengthen that spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up to standing, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going straight back down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Step back to your plank position, finding your high plank. The last time for a vinyasa, or skip it and move straight back into your downward dog, just moving in your own time. You know where you're going. Really find your breath for this last vinyasa. We'll all meet in our child's pose, so taking the knees out wide, bringing the feet together and bringing the chest back towards the thighs. So really slow your breath down here. We're going to take 10 breaths in our child's pose. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Just noticing how the body feels. Noticing whether you can feel your pulse. Noticing whether you feel a bit warmer, a bit sweatier. Notice if your body feels a little bit more stretched, a little bit more less rigid. Maybe it feels completely tired. Just allowing using this child's pose to cool down a little bit. Let your breath slow down again. Let your heart rate come back down. From your child's pose, start to walk your hands to the back of towards your legs. Come and sit on your bum and swing the legs around, bringing the legs out in front. Bring your right knee up that left leg so that your right foot is alongside your left knee. I'll spin around actually so that you can see where I'm going. I'm going to take a couple of twists here. So there's 2 options. First option is to inhale and lift that left arm up As you exhale, bend your left elbow and then hook your left elbow over that right knee, bringing your palms together at the heart center. If you're feeling sweaty and that left arm keeps sliding off that right knee, or if you just feel like this is a little bit intense, then what you can do is use your left hand instead, hook that left hand on that right knee, and then use that left arm to twist you around to the back of the room. So we're twisting over that right shoulder. Find your breath here. With every inhale, imagine you're trying to lengthen the spine, send the crown of the head up towards the sky. And with every exhale, just start to twist a little bit deeper over that right shoulder. If it's a little bit intense with the hands, both hands at the heart center, then you can place one hand, the fingertips of the right hand, just behind you gently on the mat. Try not to lean into that right hand. Flex your left foot, keep that left leg active. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. Exhaling to twist a little bit deeper, keep those shoulders soft. On your next exhale, make your way back to the center, keeping that right leg lifted. We're just going to pick up that right leg and then hook it over the left thigh. Bring that right heel as close towards your left sit bone as you can. Should already be able to feel a stretch on the outside of that right hip. This might be enough. If you want a bit more, option 1 is to use that left hand and hook the left hand around that right knee, just twisting again to the back of the room. Or you can inhale, lift that left arm up, exhale, hook the left elbow over the right knee, and again, use the hands at the heart center to twist a little bit deeper. If you do want a bit more, there is also the option to bend that left knee here as well. Make sure that your right sit bone presses down into the mat if you have got that left leg bent too. Keep those shoulders down. Again, if you want to place that right fingertip behind you, you can do. With those inhales, we're lengthening the spine. With those exhales, we're twisting. Maybe closing the eyes here. We'll take 1 more deep breath. And as you exhale, start to untwist. Keep the legs as they are. Just take a counter stretch. Coming over to the left hand side, taking your time, just twisting in the opposite direction. And then come back to the center. Uncross your legs wherever they were. Extend the legs out long. We've got the same thing on the opposite side. Flex your right foot, keep that right leg straight. Bend your left knee, place the left foot alongside that right knee. Left foot is flat on the ground. Option 1, right hand comes onto that left knee, and then just twist towards the left hand side, your gaze comes over that left shoulder. Or if you want a little bit more with your inhale, reach your right arm up. As you exhale, hook your right elbow over that left knee, and then try and bring your hands together at the heart center. Keep those shoulders down. If you do need to, just place those left fingertips behind you, and you'll get a good twist into that T-spine. The right foot is flexed. Keep that right leg active, and imagine you're trying to lift that right heel off the ground. Breathe into this stretch. Inhaling to lift up the spine. Exhaling to twist to the left hand side a little bit deeper. We'll take 1 more deep breath here. And then slowly untwist, keeping your legs as they are. Just pick up that left foot, hook the left foot over the right thigh, and then draw that left heel all the way to as close to that right sit bone as you can. Same options apply here, so right hand can catch hold of the left knee, and then again just twist to the left hand side. Or if you'd like to, you can inhale, reach up your right arm, and as you exhale, hook that right elbow over your left thigh, bringing the palms together at the heart center. Final option, wherever you are, whichever version you're going with, is to bend that right knee. I don't know which is right and left anymore. Bend that right knee and just check that your left sit bone is still pressing down into the ground. This is going to bring that stretch into the hips as well as the T-spine. Wherever you are with your exhales, can you twist a little bit deeper? And with your inhales, can you lengthen the spine? Can you send the crown of the head up towards the sky? Just a little bit more. We'll take 3 more deep breaths. So full inhales in. Full exhales out. Maybe closing those eyes. Softening the face. on your next exhale, just start to unwind yourselves. Uncross your legs, bring the soles of the feet flat onto the ground. We are going to come onto our spines. So keeping the knees bent, just start to lower down one vertebra at a time, taking your time to come all the way down onto your spines. When you get there, hug the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug, making yourself into a little ball, just gently starting to rock from side to side, closing the eyes whenever you're ready. We'll take a couple of supine twists before we come into Shavasana. So drop both knees to the left hand side, keeping the knees stacked, or if you want a deeper stretch, cross right leg on top of left. Knees come down to the left, take your arms out to a T, and then just take your gaze over the right arm. Let the shoulders be heavy, let the knees be heavy. Just allowing that breath to slow back down again. The neck is relaxed. Forehead is soft. Just noticing as the body starts to cool down a little bit here, if it does. Slowly coming all the way back onto your spines. Bring the knees into your chest. We'll go to the opposite side, so either keeping the knees exactly as they are, or cross the left leg on top of the right. Drop both knees over to the right hand side. Bring those arms out to a T position. Maybe taking the gaze over the left arm, maybe closing the eyes. Letting the head relax. Shoulders relax. Hips relax. Letting that breath slow back down, letting the breath become deep. Take your time to come all the way back onto your spines, bringing the knees into the chest. Take your time to find your Shavasana, either taking the legs out long, or if there's any tension, any pulling in the lower spine, just bend the knees and let the legs collapse in towards each other. If it feels weird laying on your back in your house, then what you can do instead is come and sit on your bum in a cross-legged position in Padmasana. So just taking a seated meditation to finish rather than Shavasana. Grab any blankets if you want them. If they've got ice in them, then definitely get them. Whenever you found your comfortable Shavasana position, take a full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Do that as many times as you need. Letting your body become completely heavy, softening the gaze, closing the eyes. Shoulders become heavy. We'll take these next 3 minutes to become completely still. Just using this time to let the body drop into the mat. Trying to stay present for the whole 3 minutes, so try not to allow the mind to wander. Staying focused on your body in this space. Using the exhales to feel a little bit more grounded, just to let the body feel a little bit heavier here. ready to start to bring your attention back to your body in this space, making micro movements. Just wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, circling the ankles, circling the wrists, maybe rocking the head from side to side. Taking a long pencil stretch, arms come up overhead, taking the legs out long. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock and roll onto your right side or your left side, coming into your fetal position. Come into a cross-leg position whenever you're ready, finding a long spine, sitting up nice and tall, hands come to the heart center, drop your chin down to your chest. Thank yourself for taking an hour out of your very hot and sweaty Wednesday. Hope you have a wonderful rest of week. Thank you so much for joining me live. Namaste. Thank you so much. Hope it wasn't too sweaty. Let me know if you've got any questions. Bye.